Hi Aquarius, welcome to your August 2020 love reading. It's Raina here. So I'm working with a deck that is called the Ethereal Tarot deck. That's the back of it. You know what? I'm going to use this as the card. Let's see what it is. This is the Two of Pentacles. And yeah, so this is a spread that I created yesterday when I started doing these readings, and I will tell you what each card means when I get there. Wow. Okay, let me see here. Let me just look at this for a second. Okay. So the matter at hand is represented by the Two of Pentacles. Sometimes when I get this in a love reading, I think of two people. This is for single and coupled Aquarians, I should say. If it is somebody who is in a relationship, I'm hoping you know this is only for people who are not having good relationships. The Two of... Yeah, this I was trying to think if this one has... This is Faithful to a Rider-Waite deck, so it shows like kind of almost like juggling. So it could be two people, it could be somebody who has a lot going on, and that could affect their love life in some way. A lot of responsibilities, family and work, and or school and the job, whatever. And in love readings, I often think of two people, and or if they're working far away from home, from the person that they are interested in. And sure enough, we have here as the past influence that is affecting the situation, the Fool card. And this indicates like maybe off on an adventure, doing something completely unexpected that you've never done before. And so I would even say traveling could be a part of that. And that may be very expansive and exhilarating on certain levels. Actually, the Fool card is connected to Uranus, which is your ruler, so that's kind of interesting as well. But it's kind of doing your own thing. But I often tie it to a certain stage in life where you are more independent, or I don't know how I would call it. Yeah, like doing your own, not following convention, not following what you should be doing, maybe at your age. So for instance, let's say you're retired, and this is a time when most people your age, so usually people where I live retire in their 60s, but most people are taking care of grandchildren, and you have decided to travel, spend a long time traveling, being very, you know, not tied down, selling all your possessions and being nomadic, in other words. And that could affect your love life, but it can be where you meet another person who is like a kindred spirit, because that's what this reading suggests to me based on other cards that are here. And I think especially for a sign like Aquarius, this is so important, because you are, if you're doing it right and you're an Aquarius, you're probably a bit different from the beaten path. And therefore, it's not as easy sometimes to find somebody with whom you have a good fit, because the other person may, not get you very well if you are totally yourself. And so it's important to be willing to do whatever it takes to be who you are, and I think that's when you find the person who is truly right for you. Because I just want to make it clear, I'm not one of those people that think that everyone has to be in a relationship. I'm not like that at all. And I think some people actually believe they have to be in a relationship. That that's part of being normal, a normal human being. And, you know, not necessarily. Especially if somebody has been married or involved with another person for a long time, that involvement can sometimes prevent the individual from being able to be more of their own person. It's just part of being in a relationship. Sometimes you kind of forfeit your own rights. Unfortunately, I mean, it's part of cooperating sometimes, where you're putting your partner's needs first. So this may be that feeling of freedom and that kind of thing. And what you can do to manifest love in your life more easily, we have the Five of Cups. And this is a card that is actually associated with mourning the loss of something. So, interesting, because that is one of the scenarios that I could mention connected to the Fool card, is that being thrust into that position of being solo when you've been with somebody for a long time, and maybe as a widow or widower, that is something that happens. If you have come from a relationship that it wasn't about death necessarily, but just you were the one that didn't want the breakup, perhaps there is something that you have to heal, to integrate within yourself before you can truly move on. And that involves mourning for what could have been. Another thing about this Five of Cups is that I'm thinking of, gosh, I was just thinking of something and now I forgot what it was, because it reminded me of something else. There may be somebody in your life who's a water sign, and you have to deal with them in a way that they may not, it may be hard for you to let them know that you cannot be what they want you to be. So we're talking about Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Scorpios are the ones that share your fixed nature that you have a square with, and those are the ones who you might feel a certain attraction or bond to, despite a lot of differences. And sometimes I think with the Five of Cups, it's preventing the other person from feeling bad about the truth of the relationship. So somebody has fallen in love with you, and you know that it's not going to work, but you don't have the guts. I don't want to say it like that, but you know what I mean. You just feel like you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you have to be honest in order to really allow them to find the person that is right for them. And the influences around you that can lead to you finding a relationship that is meant to be. And we have the Six of Cups. Talk about meant to be. This is soulmate influence. This card is connected to Cancer. I was thinking, if this was like literally a Cancer, I was thinking, wow, that is such a strange combination with Aquarius. I've said that before, and then I've had people tell me they've been in long-term relationships, Aquarians with Cancer. Now, this is the soulmate card. So there could be somebody around you right now who is like a soulmate for you, Aquarius. whether you know them as a relationship or perhaps you're platonic friends and you have a great camaraderie, but you don't realize that it's going to lead to much more than that. I'm just putting it out there in case that it does come to pass, and then you can look back and say, oh yeah, so that's, where it all began. And this is a card that also is connected to childhood, so this could be the one that got away, or I should say the past, but childhood, adolescence. It's specifically associated with childhood. So if you have gone back to your hometown and met with people, maybe a high school reunion, of course a lot of those probably aren't happening lately, but maybe there was some kind of online connection made, that could be a link to a potential partner that is right for you, because the outcome is the Lover's card. Let's see what it looks like. Well, given this deck, very romantic and feminine. The Lover's card is connected to Gemini, fellow air sign, and it can simply be self-explanatory that you are you're coupling with somebody from your past, somebody with a strong Cancer element, or has a connection to your, somebody from the past, or a connection to your hometown, what have you. I'm trying to think here. If there's anything else. Oh, it's interesting because your fourth house, Aquarius, is Taurus, and that's your home and family, and that's where Uranus is currently, the sign of your ruler. So that could, there's like an intuitive element with Uranus, so perhaps that is that realization that something from your past is in your present and part of your future. Who knows? Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.